Hello and welcome back to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Sprocket, West Kentucky, and KY Innovation. And welcome back. We are kicking off a new year, a new calendar year. Our anniversary of 10 at 10 is not for a few more weeks, but we're kicking off a calendar year. Today's an even number episode 260. We are looking at the news, but we're looking at the predictions of 2026. What do we think the news is going to look like over the coming year? What are going to be the trends? What are going to be the threats? What's the security world going to be talking about? And I've looked at a lot of different predictions. I always find them really interesting. Some of them are sometimes spot on if you go back and look. Some of them, some threats or things that we think are going to be big for the coming year are really obvious. And sometimes, we just have to wait and see. But I found one article from Security Magazine that I liked that had some of those predictions. And so I thought we would talk through some of what they think their predictions are for 2026. First of all, the first prediction they make is really not going out on a limb, but I do think it's true that shadow AI will emerge as a top threat. AI, if I looked at all of the predictions, what is the common thread on all of them? AI is on top two on every list. Um, AI, frankly, is going to continue to be there for the foreseeable future. And what it really means from an external standpoint is that every cyber attack, every cyber threat that we've had over the last several years, we're going to be able to take AI and augment it, or the bad guys are going to be able to take AI, augment it, and make it a little worse or make it a little harder for us to stop. Well, ransomware, phishing emails, fill in the blank, all those are going to be true. But what also continues to be true is the human element is still going to be alive and well, and still a strong security risk in organizations. So what does that mean? Am I saying don't do AI, don't let have employees? No. But what it means is that we need to develop framework for AI. We have framework for tech, we have frameworks, we have governance, we have compliance requirements, we have audits on an annual basis or on a regular basis. Shadow AI is where we have governance in our organization, and then employees aren't allowed to do what they want to do, so they go around IT and do something else. That's shadow IT or shadow AI. Well, IT in general, but in this case, AI. Um, that's going to be a huge threat, because if we can't control and secure what we think is the AI usage in our organization, and there's other AI usage that we don't know about, that can be a real problem. So that's something that we certainly want um, to be aware of. And there was a study that was done by KPMG and the University of Melbourne in Australia. They looked at 47 countries. They asked 48,000 people and found that 48% of employees admitted to uploading company data into public AI tools. Only 47% of those responded receive formal AI training, underscoring real and growing risk of unsanctioned AI use. We have to train our people on what is right and wrong. We can't expect them to know right and wrong unless we tell them and train them and help prepare them. And then we've got to find ways to make sure that we're using the things that we're supposed to. All right. I took a long time on that one, but I think that's a big one that's going to be very true. Another one, compliance and security will converge. This was a GRC person that put in this prediction. Yes, I think that's true. Um, I think that there are state, that there are federal, and that there are international laws, policies, regulations, compliance frameworks that we're going to have to look at, and I think that the AI component, the supply chain component, and then individual and user privacy are all going to come together as well. And I think that governance is going to become a really important thing. More so, how that compliance um, uh, and security converge. And taking it a step further, I think it's going to become a more of a business function than it has been in the past. All right, let's see what's next. Disinformation security will become an enterprise priority. We're not talking fake news, although I mean that's certainly part of it. Um, Back in the spring, last spring, um, during the primary in New Hampshire, I think it was in New Hampshire, uh, President Biden emailed or not emailed, called voters and said, "Don't go vote." It wasn't his voice. It wasn't his voice, but it sounded like him. It was AI generated. Well, AI generated voices, images, text, emails, whatever channel, Discord, Slack, Teams, whatever the communication channel that you have, we have to be sure that it is truly the person that we think it is on the other side of that message, and that's going to become a more and more important component. There we've got to move from just here's information about it to how do we fight it and how do we combat it. So I think that's going to be an important piece. The next one, yeah, um, I guess so. Quantum computing, without getting very technical, it changes the way processors work, and where you only can do one process at a time, you can do a lot. You can do things a lot faster, a lot more efficient. It can make encryption that has been traditional obsolete. Quantum computing is not really out there yet, but it's on the horizon. And based on this prediction, it could be soon. And if it's soon, then we're going to have to rethink um, a lot of different things. And if you converge that with AI and this generative AI component, uh, 2026 could be that tipping point where we really have a new era of security. Is it going to be 2026? Is it going to be 2027? We'll see. When it is, quantum computing has been talked about for a decade or more, maybe decades, and we're just not quite there yet with it. So we'll see how that comes along. Maybe in the coming year, but it is certainly something that um, is going to come together and cause havoc in cybersecurity. All right, last one that was on this list is having to do with biometrics. So biometrics, we often use biometrics, you know, on our phone, somewhere on our phone, or on other things to um, help us get into it faster, to log on faster. Right now, we don't do that, frankly, because to have fingerprint recognition or some sort of biometric reader on every device endpoint is just expensive. So, whatever it is that we have done, we're to the point now where there are so many badges and passwords and things that we have to remember that biometrics is going to become more and more utilized as an access credential. That is the prediction that is made, and I think that's going to happen. Now, again, whether that's in 2026 or 2027 or beyond, we'll see. But I certainly think that biometrics is going to make things a little easier because we do have so many passwords and two-factor authentication and all the things that we have to remember. And so that actually might help adoption a little bit more. All right, I'm going to stop there. If you have questions, if you have predictions, I'd love to hear them. I always like to see what everybody else is thinking that we're going to have and what it's going to look like. So if you have ideas, please feel free to send them along, and I will see you next week on week 2 of 2026 on 10 at 10. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.